Welcome to week number 6 of the 1991 10-Pin Challenge here on Channel 3. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Donovan. Welcome to the show. Happy to have you here on our Saturday afternoon bowling tournament once again. And this week we should have more great bowling for you. We're in the second round of our tournament. We have 4 more teams trying to make it to the quarterfinal round of the tournament. Our championship team wins a prize package, which includes a trip for 2 to Hawaii. To help me call all the action once again, let's welcome Ted Malicki. Ted.
Thank you, Jimmy. Really glad to be here as usual.
Ted, last week, as we started the second round, we saw our winning team start off really the same way, starting with spares, then getting a run of strikes that led them to victory.
That's right. We seem to have a pattern forming here, Jim. When the first team comes up and throws a double, they take a lead and get the momentum in their favor, and the other team just doesn't seem to catch up.
We'll see if that holds true once again here this afternoon as we're set to go now. Here from Yorktown Lanes with the second round action. Here are the teams for match number 1 on 10-Pin Challenge. From the Roseland Lanes in Oakwood Village is the team of Lynn Zuba and Rich Anton. Zuba and Anton entered today's action with a 41-pin handicap, and they face Barbara and John Rutledge from the Southgate Lanes in Maple Heights. The Rutledges have a 43-pin handicap, so the handicap shouldn't figure highly in this match with only a 2-pin difference. And starting us off will be Barbara Rutledge.
Almost an even game. 2 pins doesn't mean a whole lot over 10 frames, but it only takes 1 pin to win the match.
Happy you're with us now on the 10-Pin Challenge here Saturday afternoon, spending your Saturday afternoons with us on Channel 3.
Barbara Rutledge throwing that ball very slow, and the ball just hooked a lot. Missed the head pin to the left, leaving a very difficult spare for John Rutledge.
John's a 174 average bowler and has his work cut out for him here. The Rutledges are actually from Cleveland. John's a truck driver.
Oh, John almost got a great break on that. That wasn't the way you would expect to make it, but that's the way he tried.
Lynn Zuba with a 138 average.
Wow, solid strike in the pocket. She just fired that right down the middle and whack. What a great way to start.
And this is Rich Anton, a 170 average bowler. Second frame now, and already Zuba and Anton have put the pressure on with a strike.
Rich Anton throwing a great ball in the pocket for a double. My God, that was super.
Boy, he goes long distance, doesn't he? Way over to the sideboards and then hooks it back in.
Well, he throws the ball so slow, but he gives it enough room to get back. That's the key.
Barbara Rutledge now. Second frame. Almost got it. The 10-pin stands.
She's shaking him, leaving a 10-pin. That was a much better shot. It was more in the middle of the lanes, and it left a little easier spare for John Rutledge.
The right-hander throwing to try and go get the 10-pin. He goes right after it and misses. And they are in big trouble in this match early as they go open in the first 2 frames, earn at 61 through 2. And remember, Zuba and Anton already have 2 strikes on the card.
Much better shot for Barbara Rutledge, hitting in the pocket, leaving the 10-pin. Now, their job here is not to panic. You know, there's still 8 frames left. They can still get back into this match. It isn't over yet.
A win today gets you into the quarterfinals. And he got the 10-pin.
That's better. That's right. You think about what you're doing and just keep plugging away.
Well, Lynn Zuba started us off with a bang from Parma Heights. She threw a strike. Her first time and does it again. And her team now has 3 in a row.
Watch the action on this shot, Jimmy, when she hits the light on the left side of the head pin and just rattles them for a strike.
We'll be back with more of the 10-Pin Challenge from Yorktown Lanes and Parma Heights after this timeout.
10-Pin Challenge is sponsored in part by Nuremberg Plevin, by Speedy Muffler King. Visit your local Speedy for all your undercar repair needs. And by Thistledown, racing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. First race, 1:30 p.m.
This guy is rear-ended and piled $1,200 in repairs, but he says that's okay. The insurance company agreed to pay.
Compensation for negligence is simple justice.
So I asked him, what about your bills, the doctors? What did the insurance company offer to pay you for that?
Nuremberg Plevin has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
And I tell him, get a good lawyer. And he says, if he was entitled to more, the insurance man would have said so. Sure.
Attorneys at law since 1929.
What you want, baby, we got it.
My dad taught me everything I know about cars. He only got one thing wrong. He never told me to bring my car to Speedy for brakes.
I always went some other place.
These guys are real pros. I get quality parts and a lifetime guarantee for shoes and pads.
I always went some other place.
Dad, do you think you get expert work like this for so little at some other place?
What other place?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Lady luck. Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Lady luck. Yeah, hey. Chasing lady luck. The fastest game in town is here at Thistle Down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
When your car says wash me, make a clean getaway with a Wash Me protection package from the Wash Me team. Gentle Soft Cloth washes away winter salt and grime all over. Optional Chassis Bath removes deposits from the bottom of your car where most rust occurs. Waxing every other wash gives your car bumper-to-bumper protection. Make a clean getaway. Look for the Wash Me team only where you see this sign. Young's Car Washes, Worcester, Massillon, Be Clean Car Wash, Mentor, Village Car Wash, Orange Village. All bowlers appearing on 10-Pin Challenge receive prizes from Speedy Muffler King. Come to Speedy for mufflers, brakes, or shocks and get the respect you deserve.
Ted Linzuba, Rich Anton throwing strikes look unbeatable.
Strikes are the menu of the day. If you throw those strikes, you put a lot of pressure on the other team, and it makes it real hard for them to get back into the match. Solid roll right through the nose to carry the strikes. He caves them in. Another double.
They're hot and look unstoppable.
There is no defense in this game. It's only offense.
Boy, that's got to be so tough when you come out and you bowl against a team that just comes out and lights it up.
There's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do is just get in there and fight tooth and nail. Just try and throw strikes and stay with them. John Rutledge shooting a spare, moving left. Another bad break. When it rains, it pours.
He has just chopped on a couple of those.
He chopped that one right off, and that happens on occasion when you throw a strong hook ball like he does.
Our champions at 10-Pin Challenge each receive a week-long vacation for 2 to Hawaii. And our consolation prizes are given to all of our other TV field competitors.
Barbara Rutledge leaving a 6-pin. John will have to make this spare, just try and stay around and see what can happen, but they're up against the buzzsaw right now.
A spare on the 7th frame for the Rutledges. And now we go back to a team that has had their way here at Yorktown Lanes and Parma Heights so far in this second round match. Rich Anton and Lynn Zuba, 7th frame.
A little bit high.
4-7 on that left side, breaking up a string of 2 strikes in a row.
Got the ball a little high on the left.
Here's Lynn Zuba, a hairdresser. Her only mistake of the match.
Lynn Zuba missing right. She has an unusual way of making spares, Jimmy. Most people, when you make spares, you move the opposite direction of where the pins are. She moves with the pins. In other words, if the pins are to the left, she moves left. Most bowlers move right. Rich Anton. You know, he throws that ball, and it's working ball, and hitting soft, and gets a lot of pin action like you see.
Back to the Rutledges we go. 8th frame. Is the 7th pin going to go? No, it got a nudge, but it stands.
Barbara Rutledge getting some pin action herself, but not quite enough, leaving a 7. See, now John will move right on the lane. Let that ball just walk right in towards that 7 pin.
The Rutledges rolled a 217 in their first round victory, and John misses that 7 pin on the left side.
Didn't move enough right, obviously.
They have the possibility of a 203 game.
9th frame. Another bad break. She could have had a strike on that one, but leaving the 10 pin. You know, we've always said in the past that spares are very important, but for the last 2 weeks, you have to throw strikes to win.
Well, let's see if John can pick up this 10 pin. Oh. Boy, that will cause you a sleepless night.
Your minds race real fast, and you just can't keep up with the action. You're wondering what's going wrong. You're looking for answers.
So Lynn Zuba leaves 3 on the left side, and that will be up to Rich Anton to pick that up. They're at 191 through 7, and they'll be right up there as one of our high games so far in this 1991 10-pin challenge series.
Rich Anton making a great shot of it. Super. Just super. Absolutely.
Look at that. That's when you know it's your day.
That's right. They could have tied the 10-pin challenge record for a high game with 261 if they struck out. Now the best they can get is 250.
Now remember, last week we had a 258 game thrown by Betty Palicka and Cleve Johnson, which was our 3rd highest in 10-pin challenge, and they were the first match of the day on that show. So the winning team in our first match of the day has always seemed to really put up a big number, and that will certainly be the case with Lynn Zuba and Rich Anton. Crowd having a good time here today.
I've seen some good matches, some good bowling, lots of strikes. There it is, 250.
Now we're down to 13 teams left because Lynn Zuba and Rich Anton win over Barbara and John Rutledge 250 to 169. And we take a break in today's action and catch this week's lesson from Ted Malicki in the bowling clinic.
Today we are at Tommy Hudson's Aquamarine Lanes in Avon Lake, Ohio. And I want to talk about the pins you don't knock down. How many times have you hit the pocket solid, or what appears to be solid, and a pin is still left standing? Well, that pin is trying to tell you something. Let's take a closer look and see what really happens. When the ball enters the 1-3 pocket and deflects to the right, it drives the 3-pin into the back of the 6-pin, making it impossible for the 6-pin to take out the 10. Now, this is a weak ball. If the ball drives through the pocket and pushes the head pin into the back of the 2-pin and around the 4, you will also have no chance of striking. This is what we call a strong ball. Those pins that are left standing, they're talking to you. They're telling you to make an adjustment. Tune in next week on the Bowling Clinic, and we'll show you just exactly what that adjustment is.
It's time for the second match of the day here on 10-Pin Challenge. Representing the Regal Lanes and Mentors, the team of Gloria and Barry Ober. The Obers have a 51-pin team handicap. They match up against Jennifer Newman and Mark Powers from the Harbor Lanes in Port Clinton. They have a 63-pin handicap. So a bit of a difference in the handicaps here of 12 pins, which you have to make up coming into the match. And starting us off will be Jennifer Newman. Jennifer has an average of 134. And in their first round victory, they rolled a 203. Jennifer and Mark Powers. A left-hander.
Jennifer on the left side hits the pocket solid, the 1-3 pocket.
God bless those left-handers.
Boy, that was a solid strike. Good way to start.
Gloria Ober, bowling average of 144, a real hero in their first round victory here on 10-Pin Challenge. She came up with some incredible spares that got them past that first round. And now throws a split.
Solid on the head pin, even a 4-6-7. That's a very tough spare to make. And actually, you don't really want to try and make it. You just get the 2 pins, move on to the next frame.
So go get the 4-7 on the left side. Barry Ober, a 142 bowling average, and that's what he'll do. Oh, look out!
My God, that's as close as you can come to making it without making the spare. That's amazing. What a great try.
Well, like I said, that's exactly what he did.
Well,
he really gave it a charge, didn't he?
Must have been listening to you, Jim. That's what you want to do. You get the 2, and if you get lucky, you get 3.
So an exciting open frame in the first frame for the Obers. Gloria. Oh, she leaves a second split.
Same exact ball. Even the same split, only on the opposite side, even the 4, 6, 10 pin.
Boy, that will get you out of the match in a hurry.
Well, there again, like we said, it's in the opening frames of the game. There's still 8 frames to catch up, so it's not time to panic yet.
All right, Barry put on a great shot his first time, just missed. And he gets the 2 on the right.
Well, that's all right. They just have to move on.
So they're at 69 through 2. And remember, they were giving 12 pins coming into the match. And Mark Powers throws his first ball here in the second round, a 10-pin challenge. He has a 126 average.
Mark Powers going to the Brooklyn side, leaving the 5-9. Mark has an unusual release. He spins the ball out there. You don't see that release too much anymore. Years ago, there was a few people that used it that bowled well with it. But the ball's actually spinning out there.
Jennifer Newman now will try and pick up that 5-9.
Whoa, she just caught the piece of the 5-pin, tilted it over for the spare. What a great shot.
We'll be back to finish up our final match of the day on 10-pin challenge right after this.
What you want, baby, we got it.
My dad taught me everything I know about cars. He only got one thing wrong. He never told me to bring my car to Speedy for brakes.
I always went some other place.
These guys are real pros. I get quality parts and a lifetime guarantee for shoes and pads.
I always went some other place.
Dad, do you think you get expert work like this for so little at some other place?
What other place?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
Chasing you, my lady luck. Won't you smile on me today? Yeah. Won't you lift me up? The finish line's a shout away. Yeah, hey. Fastest game in town. Hear that thistle down. Chasing lady luck. Yeah.
At first, I was angry. I wanted the hospital closed down and all the doctors suspended.
Compensation for malpractice is simple justice.
Really make them pay for what they've done. That's what you first think. But I don't want revenge. I just want what's right.
Nuremberg Plevin has represented over 50,000 personal injury victims.
I called Nuremberg Plevin because who's going to tell me what's right? The doctor's attorney?
Attorneys at law since 1929.
It's the Spring Super Sale at Value City. $1.2 million buyout. Toddlers and girls, famous maker Easter dresses, not $22 to $50. Toddlers $12.99, girls $14.99 and $16.99. $600,000 special purchase. Toddler suits and boys suits and duos, not $40 to $70. Toddlers $24.99, boys $24.99 and $29.99. Boys and girls, famous maker all-weather coats, not $55 to $85, only $29.99. Don't miss the Spring Super Sale at all Value City department stores.
Well, Ted, the Obers aren't out of this one yet, even though they started off with a disastrous start with those 2 splits in the first 2 frames.
Well, Jimmy, we've seen a lot of strikes in our other match, but we still can't lose the thought that you have to make spares to stay in the match. Very over there again, just missing the head pin right, or hitting it just so thin, not getting any kind of pin action. Leaving the 2-4-5. And as we've always said in the past, anything more than 1 pin is a very difficult spare, so he'll have to concentrate on this. And he makes it. Got the ball, covered all 3 pins on that one. Very good shot.
They're at 112 through 5 and a spare in the 6th frame for them. And now we come back, Jennifer Newman throwing the first ball in frame number 6 after her partner, Mark Powers, threw a strike in the 5th. Split, broke it up.
4-6, and the 6 pin just falls over. Something came and knocked it down.
Gloria Ober, I'm sure, is sitting over there on the sideline because she hasn't had that kind of luck.
That's a big
breaking
break.
up the splits.
Big break.
And that time, Jennifer gets the break because the 6 pin went down.
There's Mark Powers now. Switched balls again to make this spare. I don't know if that was a real good idea. He wasn't bowling good with that ball in the beginning of the game. He switched balls and threw a strike, and then he switched back to that ball again.
The lead is at 25 pins. Newman and Powers are at 146 through 6, but starting to show some chinks in the armor as they have not been making their spares of late.
Well, the spares, like we've always said in the past, spares are very, very important here. And right now, when you're not throwing strikes, you have no recourse but to throw spares. You'd be getting an early ticket home.
Missed it again.
Missed it again. It's spinning ball. See, he's going back and forth with balls. I think he's confused on what he should use.
Wide open match now. 154 through 7 for Newman and Powers. A spare in the 6th frame for the Obers, Gloria and Barry. And now Gloria up 7th frame. They can really get right back into it here. Left a solid 5-pin.
The 5-pin, ball deflecting, leaving a 5, but that's all right. Making the spare puts them right back into this match. It's a matter of pins. He makes the spare.
I would never have thought that they would be able to get back into this match.
Games change real fast. You can throw a double and against a few opens, and you can have a 40-pin swing with no problem.
All right, so a big shot here for Barry Ober. Oh, he missed it.
Barry Ober got too careful on it, threw a little slow, and the ball hooked away. I think the pressure is building on both teams, Jim. Neither one of them are thinking about what they're doing.
14-pin difference, but they were down by 31. Gloria Ober, 8th frame.
Solid 10-pin. That's the best shot of the day for Gloria Ober, leaving a ringing 10.
Yeah, it did ring, but nobody answered.
Now, this is a very tough spare.
Bob Stewie controlling the scoring sheet for us once again here, as he always does on 10-pin challenge. Gloria Ober has not had pin luck today, and pin luck on that last shot did not go her way as a 10-pin wiggle that wouldn't go down. Now Barry must cover, and he has missed 2 big spare shots here in the 7th and 8th frame. This is an amazing match.
This is one of those games that they say, you take it, I don't want it, you know, and that's, they have to get positive thoughts in their minds.
So we go to Jennifer Newman, 8th frame.
Jennifer Newman missing the head pin left there again, leaving 3 pins standing.
Mark Powers will try and connect on this spare.
Well, Mark's been switching back and forth with the bowling balls, and I think it sort of confused him. It's back to the original one.
Oh, my heavens.
Mark's misses it left.
This is like a flu epidemic in this match. When the spare leaves her there, they're
Jimmy,
just not able to get it.
This is pressure at its worst. It's really, really taking its toll.
12-pin difference in the match. Newman and Powers trying to really run out the clock and survive, and that might do it.
Jennifer Newman, she says, I'm going to take charge of this thing and throw a strike.
Possibility of a 209 game for the Obers now, as Gloria comes up in the 9th frame. They really got back into the match and had their chances in the 7th and 8th frame, but missed 2 spares.
They're still in this match. The game is not over with yet. Gloria throwing the ball good.
A 5-pin stands again.
Leaving a 5-pin. Barry Ober missed this the last time. He threw it too slow, got too careful. You know, when you do that, sometimes you think miss. You can't think miss. You have to think positive. You're going to make it. That one there, see, he changed balls again. I don't understand why they're changing balls. They're getting more confused than anything else. Missed it to the right, a little over adjustment. 188, a possibility. Gloria Ober hitting left side of the head pin.
So Barry will now try and connect here, 10th frame, and pick up these 3 pins.
They could shoot 178 with a spare. And they didn't get it. This match is over.
The Obers end at 166 here today. And now we go back to Jennifer Newman and Mark Powers, building off a strike in the 9th frame. This is Mark Powers up 10th frame. They will win and go on to the quarterfinal round in a jittery match.
Leaving a 9-pin, crossing over for Brooklyn. But it doesn't matter at this point. This game is over. And they're happy to have it over. You can see a relief on their face.
Jennifer will try and pick up that 9-pin, get the spare. Missed it. And they're in the books with a 189. Jennifer Newman and Mark Powers win over Gloria and Barry Ober, 189 to 166.
My dad taught me everything I know about cars. He only got one thing wrong. He never told me to bring my car to Speedy for brakes.
I always went some other place.
These guys are real pros. I get quality parts and a lifetime guarantee for shoes and pads.
I always went some other place.
Dad, do you think you get expert work like this for so little at some other place?
What other place?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, that's what Speedy means to me.
A leading dental journal says 65% of dentists surveyed plan to increase fees, but the Family Dental Center located at Sears is actually reducing fees. The national average for a crown is $430, our fee $299. National average for cleaning and exam is $58, ours $24. National average for denture reline $125, ours $99. Call about other dental services. Offers expire end of this month at the Family Dental Centers located in all Sears stores throughout northeastern Ohio.
When I got married, my mom said she would tell me the facts of life. Then she took me to B&B Appliance. That wasn't what I was expecting. But she said it's a fact of life that B&B has low prices every day, and what's more, they have knowledgeable salespeople to help you, factory-trained service, and free delivery. Now my daughter's getting married, and it's time she learned the facts of life. Won't she be surprised? B&B Appliance, where you get the best price and more for your money.
All bowlers appearing on 10-Pin Challenge receive prizes from Speedy Muffler King. Come to Speedy for mufflers, brakes, or shocks and get the respect you deserve.
Welcome back to 10-Pin Challenge. As we're with our winning teams, we send two more teams off to the quarterfinal round, and we congratulate both winning teams. In that first match, Lynn Zuba and Rich Anton here rolled up some big numbers, 250.
Yes, they did. They kept the second round string of a lot of strikes going, although in our second match, I think the teams lost fact that they have to make spares to stay in there.
But one team lived to tell about it, and they move on to the quarterfinal round. And we'll be back next week, too, on Saturday at 1 o'clock with more of the 10-Pin Challenge. For Ted Malicki, I'm Jim Donovan. Have a great weekend, everybody.